What is up, Internet Land? Zachamus Prime, aka Zachamus Prime, here in the Transformers third-party review. Today, the figure I'm taking a look at is an older figure. This is the Fans Project. Good grief. Fans Toys. Dracula. And, yeah, it's mind wipe of a sort. And this is a very interesting review for me because I just finished reviewing the latest Fans Toys figure. And then this guy came out like 4 years ago. And it's really interesting to see how much Fans Toys has developed in that time, because there's some things about this figure that really kind of suck. I'll just throw that out there. Yeah. Anyhow, first let's talk about his accessories. Accessory. He comes with this gun that is got the most amazing seam line I have ever seen. Especially since, in some parts of it, I don't know if this is showing up on camera, but the, spray, the paint is not quite even on the sides, so it, shows up more. It's got this kind of, metallic-y, very, bling, sort of, pearlescent top coat on top of the, pink paint scheme. So yeah, big old fat tab on it. That's one of the things that Fans Toys has actually been working on lately, is not having quite as obtrusive of tabs. Slide this into the slot on his palm, curl the fingers around, and now he got himself a boomstick for booms. Yes. And then, aside from that, the other accessory is he comes with a stand. There's part of the stand, and there's part of the stand. And you take the parts of the stand and you put them together. And then you can kind of stick this up his booty hole. And it is perfectly adequate. It holds them well. It, holds them well even at angles. So, it's not a bad stand as far as stands go. Not a whole lot of articulation on it, but, with stands, there's kind of a, trade-off between sturdiness and, articulation on the stand. And for that regard, I would much rather have a sturdy stand than a well-articulated stand, especially when it's carrying something as heavy and expensive as a Fans Toys figure. So, kudos on that. Bravo. Other than that, good tampo markings here. A little bit of chrome on this elbow. The wings are nicely designed. All of the pink parts have got that pearlescent metallic-y on there. All the black parts, I don't know about all the black parts. Some of these black parts are definitely painted, and some of them are definitely not. And I am not sure which is which. I can tell you that there's die cast on the little toes there. And this toe here. There's die cast on the thighs. There's die cast on the toes. So there's die cast on them, especially on the lower extremities, which is, where you kind of want your die cast to be concentrated. But, yeah, in terms of accessories, that's it. The other thing that you can consider an accessory is the headmaster, which pops off and transforms exactly, come on, exactly like you would expect every headmaster on the planet to transform. And he's got ball joints for his shoulders and like a hinge joint, just a little less than 90 degrees for the elbow. Hips go forward that far, back not at all. His leg will bend a little less than 90 degrees and all full 90 degrees if you're bending it forwards. And he's got little ball joints on his ankles for the tiniest amount of forward and back, and just as much ankle tilt as you could ever want. So, I mean, it's not bad. I don't think anyone's going to be like, yeah, going to just do like a display of all of my, headmaster figures. Just the heads. Just the heads. I don't care about anything else. But it does what it's supposed to do, and, there's something to be said for that. No articulation in the head. I think they missed out an opportunity on that for two reasons. One of which is that because there's no articulation in the head, the little head guy can't turn his head when you have him as a little robot. And second of all, this head doesn't rotate. Like, you can rotate it. As you can see, this is a little bit chewed up. And I'm really feeling bad about that. But the fact of the matter is that the only way I've been able to get this to rotate is by cramming shit into this thing and rotating it like that. That is literally the only way I've gotten that neck to rotate. And I'm going to just say straight up, that is the hugest down from me. I don't think that that's good design. I don't think that's good engineering. There's clearly the way it works is you've got this part is on a hinge, and then it sits into this disc-shaped thing, which has then got friction all the way around it. And there's no bearing in there that I can tell. There's no nothing. It just spins in there and just has just a phenomenal amount of resistance. And so it doesn't turn. If you try to put the head in here and turn it, like, cranking the head, you are liable to snap the headmaster head clean off. In fact, the guy that I am borrowing this from just about did snap the neck off of that thing, and he told me, yeah, you need to be super, super careful with it. There are other parts of this that aren't quite moving either, but most notably this thumb. So this thumb here has got ball joint here at the base, and then you've got a hinge right here, so you can do like a thumbs up or whatnot, right? For whatever reason, that hinge does not work on this thumb, and I can see stretch marks forming already. So I'm not even gonna mess with that. I have broken enough Fans Toys figures in my lifetime that I don't want to add to that number at all. And aside from the neck, which doesn't move, he's got these big old wings that they go like so, and they flap like so, and you've got a hinge here, and you've got a hinge here. You've got like a sliding hinge here. And then you've got like a little hinge here. And then he's got three little claw fingers that are all individually articulated in two pieces on each digit. And I did not expect that at all. That was a pleasant little surprise. Not that I particularly need it, not that it's really going to enhance the figure, but it's just kind of fun. So I like it. I'll allow it. The arm goes until he bumps into the wing. There is a butterfly joint in here. Goes out for a tree pose and then some. Bicep swivel at the bicep. Double jointed elbow at the elbow. He's got the littlest bit of chop action here. Rotation a little bit, only a little bit, at the wrist. And you can move the wrist out a bit. And then you've got the thumb, which, as I mentioned, aside from the ball joint, doesn't move on this particular sample. The other hand is fine. And then each finger is movable in two locations on each digit. So, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. By the way, one thing I got to point out, you can bring this down, and there's this little tech spec thingamajig that doesn't do anything. It's just painted on. And I get that. I get that. But like at the same time, I mean, Toy World did it. Toy World made it work. You know, I want to say Make Toys made it work. Did Make Toys make it work? I don't remember off the top of my head. I've got both of Make Toys headmasters, and I don't remember if they made it work or not. So, I don't know. You'd think that Fans Toys could make it work. He does have a waist joint. That's on a nice little ratchet. Leg goes that far forwards and goes basically nothing back, because he's got these feet permanently attached to his ass. And so they don't go anywhere. Leg goes out for most of a Van Damme. Thigh swivel here. Double knee bend, but again, because of these feet that are permanently attached to his ass, they're not going anywhere. It's just a bit over 90 degrees, which is, I mean, is not bad. Just, you know, over 90 degrees is not bad. But, like, could have gotten a lot farther if you had put the feet, I don't know, somewhere else. He has feet that go up and down, and you can get some tiltage out of them. Oh, let's put that in frame. Feet that go up and down, and you can get some tiltage out of them. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So, I mean, it looks fine enough. The proportions are decent. It's got, you know, chunkiness to it. It's interesting. So, as just the shortest of aside notes, when I got this figure and started messing with it, and then my buddy contacted me a couple days later, and he's like, "How are you liking Dracula?" And I said, "I'm going to be honest with you. This has got the most half-assed transformation of any Fans Toys figure I've ever handled." He's like, "Yeah, well, it was an early Fans Toys figure." And I said, "But to also be perfectly honest with you, it has the most involved transformation of any Mind Wipe figure I've ever handled. So maybe it's a source material thing." So that's what I'm going to go with. To get this guy started, we're going to take his head and rip it from his body. Yes, like that. Curl up his fist into the, you know, you've seen it all like a million times before. The transformation fist. Pop this open, flip that around, and close it. And then we want to make sure that that elbow is completely straight. Now, full disclosure, I don't have instructions on this guy, and I only transformed it once because I don't want to, you know, jack up somebody else's figure. Well, that, and it's an old Fans Toys figure, so I know to be super wary with it. So if I get a little ass backwards in it, it's fine, because I don't even expect anyone to watch this review, let alone use it specifically for, oh, I have to get that figure, and I will watch Sackness's review to know how to transform it. For the back here, you want to crack this guy open here, and then slide out these wings. They are on little die-cast struts. And then we can close this cock back up. For the arms, let's just pull them out to the side for a little bit. You want to do the butterfly joint thing, and then bring this back there's this little tab that keeps them into place. Just kind of set that free, be free, be free. And then you want to come in here, and there's a little tab on this side of the body here, and a little tab on that side of the body there. And then you want to flip these wings down. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to rotate it above the waist joint. And then flip those tabs back into place. And then you can take this guy and open that back up. And you can throw the wings in up here. And then close this over, and that will hold on to those little tabs. And now the wings are in a completely different place than they were just a moment ago. Yay. The waist, you want to rotate at the waist 180 degrees. And then I don't know why they didn't just have you rotate these at the bicep, at the tricep. Like, as far as I can tell, that works. But definitely the way the engineering is set up, you crack open these tabs here. You know, just for chuckle and grins, I'm going to do one the proper way that I can tell, which is this way, to rotate them at this like mid-thigh joint. And then the other one, I'm just going to cheat it. I'm just going to turn this around. I'm just going to see how this works out. I'm just daring the universe to punch me in the face. So yeah, I've done one what I think is correct, and I've done one what I think is incorrect. And then you want to take these legs and you want to rotate them below the knee. You have another rotation joint. And then you want to crack this guy open here, fold the heel spur in, bring this around, and fold that guy in there like that. Flip these out, and then when you bring this in, you kind of massage it all in so that it fits flush, and this part closes over it. And then we'll do the same with the other side. So bring out this panel here, flip these little guys around, flip the heel spur in, rotate this around, 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 and then massage that all into place. And then these, you've got a tab here and a slot here, and then that just kind of plugs in like so, and like so. And you know, I've got one of these legs plugs in real well and the other one doesn't. And I haven't been able to figure out how to get around that. I think if I was to like do some creative shaving on that tab, that would fix it. But like, I don't want to do that. It's not my figure. I don't want to do that. Also, it's a lot of work. It's not my figure. Alrighty, so now what you want to do is, there's a tab that I'm missing from here. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Yes, so there's a tab on the inside of this armature. It would be on the back when you're putting it like so. You can see it there. But it's on the inside at this point. Let me square these up properly. There's the double knee joints. And if you end up using a combination of the joints, then it doesn't quite be square. You want to just use this lower joint exclusively. Come on, go back in there. Go back to your home. Don't you want to go to your home? Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And so the way this is going to work is you're going to take this and tilt it around to the front and then bring this back and then square it up so that that tab sits inside this little divot on the hip. And then with that in place, you want to pop open this little guy here, which is like a peg on a swivel. And there's a hole on the back of the arm, right there. And that hole goes onto that peg. Like so. Let's quickly do the same with the other side. Pop this peg out. And then squeeze it into place. And then last but not least, you want to open this up and open this up. And then you can flip this all around, bring out his bat head. Bat head. And close that up. Now, this guy fits inside here somehow. Let me... Huh. Well, that was weird. So if we put him in like a sitting pose, there we go. He is fitting. He didn't fit last time I tried that. Does he fit inside? And it closes. There you go. So now the guy hangs out inside there. And this guy's feet are like really far forward. And because of all the die cast is on the back in the legs, which are now entirely on the back, he's really, 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 really back heavy. But you can get him balanced on his little feet. Or, oh hey, I forgot one thing. He's actually got a tail. But it is, I mean, a tail, right? So it's not weird to call it a pain in the ass. Pain in the ass, because this is a tail on the ass. Get it? It's awful. Look, nobody's watching this for informative reasons. It's a 4-year-old toy. It's a 4-year-old third-party toy. Nobody cares about it anymore. Yes, little tail. Anyhow, so you can take this and plug this into his ass. Like so. And I honestly don't know why you'd display him any other way. The only thing that would make this perfect is if you could, like, you know, actually. Oh, all be dipped in silly sauce. There's like a little... There's like the dumbest little slot in here that I can only imagine is meant to do that. Alrighty. Yeah, no, it does. I bet you that works in robot mode bat mode to kind of keep him from toppling over backwards. Huh. But yeah, so here he is in his bat mode, and in terms of articulation, he's got his legs are on little ball joints, so they can swivel and move back and forth and bend side to side. His little toesies are articulated, both on the front and the rear one. His little tail has got all these hinges for articulation. Wings, just the same as before. Arms don't do anything at this point. And he's got an opening mouth with the sharpest little teeth inside. Like, good grief, they are sharp. Don't put your fingers in there. I mean, not that you can get them in there very much because there's not much to it. But yeah, I mean, the orange paint looks nice, and this metallic red for the eyes looks great. And that's pretty much all there is to it. All in all, I'm going to be honest, I don't really like it. Though, like I said, it is, it is like simultaneously the most half-assed Fans Toys transformation I've ever handled, and the most complicated Mind Wipe figure I've ever handled. So, Mind Wipe is kind of a garbage figure. It's just one of those things that, like, people can do better ones and worse ones, but you don't ever really get a good one. It's kind of like Menasor in that means. Menasor is like a robot with like cars attached onto his limbs, not as the limbs. They don't turn into the limbs. They just attach onto his limbs. And there are, companies that can do, Menasor well, and they can do better Menasors and worse Menasors, but nobody ever does a good Menasor because Menasor just kind of sucks. Oh, I forgot to mention his head rotates and goes up and down. And I think it's the same sort of thing with Mind Wipe, that he just, it's Mind Wipe, so congratulations. But anyhow, that's all I got. Thanks everybody for watching. Everybody stay awesome and be good to each other. See ya. Bye.